In 3, 2. Hi, my name is Rodney Conner, and I'm from the TechSpot vCast, doing another review for AT&T. This week, they sent me the Samsung Galaxy Mega. Got a center right there. There we go. This guy, look at the screen. Watch this. You can see my computer as I'm recording. That's how cool and reflective and brilliant this screen is. It's actually quite a neat phone. Not to sound biased by any means. I was quite impressed as far as phone design. Spec-wise, the phone's pretty normal for a Samsung phone. But I got to tell you, this isn't really a phone. It's what that term that has been coined, a phablet. Because, I mean, this thing is just a younger sister size-wise of my iPad. I mean, look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.3 inches of screen. The phone itself physically is just under 7 inches diagonally. It's in the Pro category. I would have to say that for one, it does record some really good video. It does take some really good pictures. On the one of the few smaller side on the bad side, I would say, this thing is so big. Even though that's a great thing, it's so big that it actually, well, I mean, it's hard. I mean, I wear normal jeans. Let's just do a little demonstration here. See, I wear just normal jeans here, and I mean, you can see that it's taken up the entire pocket. And when you go to sit down, when you're sitting in a chair, you got a flat brick in your pocket. Other than that, it's a neat phone. To look at through some of the specs of this phone, like I said, it's pretty common versus other phones. It has a 6.3 HD LCD screen instead of the newer OLED displays. It's a 720. I almost thought it was a 1080, but it actually is only 720p. However, video-wise, it sure looks like it's 1080 or maybe even 4K. Not quite, but pretty close. 1.7 gigahertz dual core. It's a dual core processor, 1.7. So it's a little on the, I would say, slower end for an Android phone now of this size and demand for power. 8 megapixel rear camera. It's pretty, like I said earlier, really high quality pictures. Oddly enough, the front 1.9 megapixels. I don't know why they couldn't cram in that one, the 0.1, but 1.9 on the front, and it takes still decent pictures. But I mean, you know, the first digital cameras that the kids play with now, 1.9, so it's not anything to be desired for high quality photography. You can buy it in 8 or 16 gigabyte memory versions. However, it does still have the micro SD slot. You can put up to 64 gigabyte card in there, so you got plenty of space. So that's not necessarily a problem, as long as you don't plan on putting tons and tons of music. Between the built-in storage and then a SD card, you can really fill it up. 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, so it again a little lower on that end. 3200 milliamp hour battery. That gets you through a normal day. Now, if you're like me, where I spent a week minus a couple of days just using it to death, I gotta learn it. I got through a day, but it was real close. However, this battery too, I noticed that it did drain quick when I wasn't using it, so this battery may be older, so I have to put that credit in there as far as, you know, I can't use that as a true standpoint. Let me look through my list, make sure I didn't miss anything. Well, it looks like I did. Back on the camera. You have 9. There we go. There we go. You get 9 special effects of different camera shooting, not shooting, but camera shooting categories. And finally, Android Jelly Bean. It's a Jelly Bean. 4.2 is the version that it comes with. All in all, the phone is pretty darn fantastic. Like I said, size-wise, Screen, if you're just looking for the performance aspect of it, really cool. It's a great like pocket home theater. Uh, Oops, sorry, bumping my screen there. Uh, the only problem with that is that, again, like I showed you, pocket wise, especially if you have smaller pockets, I mean, it even you see the some of the guys, they try to put it in their pocket there, it's not going to work. Or even if it does fit like barely in there, it's definitely going to fly out. Once again, like I've said on I think every review that I've done, this one is better as far as back. It's a little less slick. I don't feel as much like I'm going to launch it out of my hand. Uh, I would still put a case on this one because there's a lot more glass to break, or I assume that's glass. It does seem pretty tough. The general actions of the phone, as you see, we pulled up there a little bit. It's hard to slow it down. I mean, I did mention that it's only dual core, but it does still keep up with you. Uh, I would not recommend putting on a launcher. I mean, that just personally, because size wise with this screen, you've got enough room to work with it. It's different than the smaller Android phones. The other last thing I would mention as a negative end of it, and that's pretty much the end of the review, is, well, just the fact of the size. With as much retail space as you have there for an earpiece, sometimes it's hard to find where that earpiece really is. And you start trying to, and then you end up bumping things with your hand or with your head because it ends up thinking that you've lifted it off your head. And call quality wise, once you line up where that hole is, it's a pretty normal phone. It's not some super high definition audio, just another phone. However, no drop calls. Pretty generally good signal compared to I always carry, as you folks have mentioned before, I always carry my iPhone and I carry this, and I like to do comparisons side by side to check signal levels. If it didn't match, it was at least equal or higher. I reversed myself in that description, but yes, if it wasn't at least the same, it sometimes was higher. So, all in all, I would give this phone a buy. Do a little research on it and know for sure whether or not you want something this large, because for the investment, this phone here, you got to live with. I mean, it's big, but it's big. So you got to know what you want. Other than that, I give it a buy. My name is Rodney Conner, and I'm from the TechSpot vCast. Thank you for watching.